Whereabouts with Mr. Downtown Ray Melo? You're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Wednesday, January 26, 2022, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. The cast of the comedy Emergency, which premiered virtually at the Sundance Film Festival, said the film uses humor to address issues of racism. R.J. Kyler, who plays Sean, a college student hoping for a night of partying, says the film reflects on how he uses humor to cope with intense real-life situations. Kyler said in a Zoom press conference that just comes naturally. In a lot of traumatic situations, we try to find the comedy to cope. Sean and his friends Keneal, played by Donald Elise Watkins, and Carlos, played by Sebastian Chacon, are ready to hit 7 parties in one night. When they find Emma, played by Maddie Nichols, passed out and vomiting, they try to take her to the hospital first. The night gets worse when bystanders suspect the boys of kidnapping the girls simply because 2 are black and 1 is Latino. Emma's sister Maddie, played by Sabrina Carpenter, also chases after the boys with her friends. Chacon said when the trio are in jeopardy, it may be funny to the audience. However, the actors invested in the danger, Chacon says. Chacon says, you're not playing to laugh. We're kind of suffering. You laugh a lot of times just because of the absurdity of it. Watkins said he related to Keneal's discovering racism for the first time in his sheltered life. Prior to the night of emergency, Keneal has been fortunate enough to not to experience overt racism until he goes to college. Watkins said he discovered racism at a young age of 9, though he preferred not to describe the specific incident. However, Watkins drew on that for moments in which Keneal attempts to help Maddie make white people suspicious of him. Seiler says Emergency gave him the opportunity to say what he wished he might have said during real-life incidents. Seiler says he often remains quiet when he finds himself in intense situations to protect himself. Former Office stars Steve Carell and John Krasinski will reunite for the new film If. Deadline reported Tuesday that Carell has joined the cast for the upcoming movie, directed by and also starring Krasinski. Alan Kim, Kaylee Fleming, and Louis Gossett Jr. will also join the cast. Ryan Reynolds, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and Fiona Shaw were previously announced to star. If is based on a Krasinski original idea about a child's journey to rediscover their imagination. Krasinski will also write and executive produce the film. The new movie is slated to open in theaters November 17, 2023. Krasinski confirmed the casting news Tuesday on Instagram with the collage featuring photos of Carell, Reynolds, Waller-Bridge, and other cast members. He captioned the post, what if one day I could assemble my dream cast? What if? Carell and Krasinski played Michael Scott and Jim Happert on The Office, which aired for 9 seasons from 2005 to 2013. Carell also stars on the Netflix series Space Force, which was renewed for a 2nd season this month. Krasinski stars in the Amazon series Jack Ryan, which was renewed for a 4th season in October. Sunday's thrilling postseason matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills was the most-watched NFL divisional playoff game of any network in 5 years. It was announced Tuesday. The Chiefs' dramatic 42-36 overtime win over the Bills averaged 42.7 million viewers Sunday, according to figures released by Viacom CBS. The network said the game peaked with 51.6 million viewers, marking the 2nd consecutive week that CBS's primetime NFL game topped the 50 million viewer mark. Chiefs-Bills showdown had a larger audience for an NFL divisional playoff game since the Green Bay Packers-Dallas Cowboy matchup in January 15, 2017, which attracted 48.5 million viewers. Sunday's Chiefs-Bills contest was also up 18% compared with last year's comparable game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints, which brought in 36.3 million viewers. Meanwhile, CBS's Cincinnati Bengals Tennessee Titans divisional game drew a smaller audience of 30.8 million viewers, up 13% versus last year's comparable game. On Fox, Saturday's primetime game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Packers drew 36.9 million viewers, climbing 40% over the comparable 2021 game. NBC's Sunday afternoon divisional game, which saw the Los Angeles Rams defeat Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, had a total audience delivery of 40 million viewers across multiple platforms. That figure makes it the most watched NFL game on NBC, excluding Super Bowls, since the debut of Sunday Night Football in 2006. Jorja Fox announced Tuesday she will not return to CSI Vegas for its second season. Fox, who reprised her role of Sarah Settle from the original series in the sequel, CSI Vegas, alongside William Peterson, who reprised his role as Gil Grissom, made the decision after Peterson decided to remain executive producer in season 2 but not reprise his acting role. Fox made the announcement she would not be back for season 2 in a series of tweets. Fox tweeted, "After much deliberating, I decided not to saddle up for CSI Vegas. For me, CSI has always been a love story, the story that people can find love in the darkest of places and times, and the story that love, even in the darkest places and times, can expand and grow roots and endure. I personally just can't split Sarah and Grissom up again. So goes Grissom, so goes Sarah. Wherever they go, they belong together." The sequel, which opens in Vegas, where the original series began, introduces serialized storytelling to the crime investigation drama. Maxine Rowe, played by Paul Newsome, led a new team of investigators that enlisted old friends, Grissom and Siddle, to help investigate a case centering around former colleague David Hodges, played by Wallace Lingham. In mid-December, CBS renewed CSI Vegas to air Season 2 in 2022-2023 after Season 1 of the Jerry Bruckheimer-produced show wrapped up on the network earlier in the month. Newsome will be returning for the second season along with an ensemble that includes Matt Lauria, Mandeep Dhillon, and Mel Rodriguez. The show is a sequel to CSI Crime Scene Investigation, which ran from 2000 to 2015. Author Rick Riordan said Tuesday that Disney Plus has greenlit a series based on his best-selling novel series Percy Jackson and the Olympians after nearly 2 years in development. Riordan said in a message on Disney's Twitter page, "The wait is over, demigods. I'm thrilled to be the first to tell you that Percy Jackson and the Olympians is really, truly, and for sure coming to your screens. Smart folks at Disney Plus have given us the green lit." Riordan added, "And the best part is James Bobin is on board as our pilot director." Riordan also said that we're in great hands because Bobin recently directed the pilot for Disney Plus's Mysterious Benedict Society, which he loved. He knows his Percy Jackson books as well, and his children are also fans. Casting is underway for the epic adventure fantasy series, slated to go into production this summer, according to a synopsis in a statement by Disney Plus. The story follows 12-year-old demigod Percy Jackson, who the sky god Zeus accuses of stealing his master lightning bolt. Jackson then must travel across America to find and restore order to Olympus while coming to terms with newfound supernatural powers. In June 2020, Riordan said he didn't like film adaptations of his fantasy novels based on their scripts, saying his stories were, quote, through a meat grinder, but he has high hopes for the Disney Plus series in development. Riordan and John Steinberg, along with Bobin, will write the pilot for the Disney-branded television series produced by 20th Television. Steinberg and Dan Schultz will serve as executive producers alongside Bobin, Rick Riordan, Rebecca Riordan, Bert Salk, Monica Owusu-Breen, Jim Rowe, and Gotham Group's Ellen Goldsmith-Vane, Jeremy Bell, and DJ Goldberg. Disney's branded television president, Io Davis, said in a statement, "Riordan, John Steinberg, and Dan Schultz leading our creative team. We're deep into creating a compelling TV series worthy of the heroic mythological characters that millions of Percy Jackson readers know are well worth caring about. We're eager to invite Disney Plus audiences into stories that are true to the blockbuster franchise and full of anticipation, humor, surprise, and mystery." Showtime has canceled American Rust, starring Jeff Daniels as the chief of police, Del Harris, about 3 months after its first season finale. Showtime said in a statement to TribeLive.com and Deadline, "We can confirm that American Rust will not be moving forward with the second season. We would like to thank our partners at Boat Rocker, our talented showrunner Dan Futterman, and the rest of the wonderful writers and our amazing cast led by Jeff Daniels and Maura Tierney. The crime drama follows the complicated life and career of Harris in a small Rust Belt town in southwest Pennsylvania. Daniels covers up a crime after Billy, played by Alex Newstatter, the son of the woman he loves, Grace Poe, played by Maura Tierney, is accused of murder. The series is based on Philip Meyer's debut novel of the same name, premiered in September, and also features David Alvarez, Bill Kemp, and Rob Yank as co-star. The first 3 episodes of the series had poor initial reviews on Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes, followed by better views midway through its run, according to Deadline. Futterman told Deadline he wasn't so concerned with the initial negative reactions to the series. He says, "I don't honestly care that much. I just think that people sometimes think that they have a handle on things with very limited information. If you spend some time with this show, it morphs into something very, very different and exciting. Not that I think it wasn't exciting from the beginning. It was just a very different show with the seeds of what it becomes, what it grows into." Along with Futterman, other executive producers were Daniels, Michael De Luca, Adam Rapp, Paul Martino, Kate O'Connell, Marsh for Boat Rocker Studios, and Ilsa Ellis. This is Us star Milo Ventimiglia as Bittersweet. The 44-year-old actor discussed filming the show's sixth and final season during Monday's episode of Late Night with Seth Meyers. Ventimiglia plays Jack Pearson on This Is Us, which is in the midst of its final season on NBC. On Late Night, Ventimiglia said it was very satisfying to work on a show that's ending on its own terms. He says, "We're right in the thick of season 6, but it's nice to know that we've had the runway to land the plane the way we want to land the plane versus other shows where it's just kind of like crashes." This thus follows Jack, played by Ventimiglia, his wife Rebecca, played by Mandy Moore, and their kids Randall, played by Sterling Kane Brown, Kay, played by Chrissy Pearson, and Kevin, played by Justin Hartley, in multiple timelines. When asked, Ventimiglia says he feels pretty good emotionally about the series ending, but expects there to be tears as the show comes to a close. He says, "I've got a lot of resolve about showing up to work every day, spending time with the crew. We got a great crew, but I'm sure those last moments, everyone's going to be in tears, everyone's going to be crying." He added, "I think we've established the audience will be crying, but us in production, I have a feeling that we'll be emotional. We'll have a hard time letting it go." Ventimiglia had nothing but praise for Moore during an interview on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon earlier this month, calling her the best partner he's had on screen. This Is Us airs Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NBC. Josh Duhamel has joined the cast of the Mighty Ducks Game Changers. The 49-year-old actor will star in Season 2 of the Disney Plus series, The Hollywood Reporter said on Monday. Duhamel will play the new character Gavin Cole, a former NHL player turned coach who runs the Hockey Institute where the Mighty Ducks land in Season 2. Deadline confirmed Duhamel's casting. The Mighty Ducks Game Changers is based on the 1992 film The Mighty Ducks, which follows a youth league hockey team. The series follows 12-year-old Evan Murrow, played by Brandy New, and also stars Laura Graham, Maxwell Skimmons, Shomei Bhatia, Julie Serda, Luke Islam, Bella Higginbottom, Tegan Burns, Kiefer O'Reilly, and Dejan Watts. Duhamel joins the show following Emilio Estevez's exit in November. Estevez starred in the original film and reprised his role of Gordon Bombay. Estevez told Deadline in November that he was leaving the series due to a contract dispute and creative differences following his bout with long-haul COVID-19. The Mighty Ducks Game Changers premiered on Disney Plus in March. Duhamel is known for playing Danny McCoy on Las Vegas and recently starred on the Netflix series Jupiter's Landing. Lady Gaga discussed how she and the rest of her castmates stayed in character during the filming of House of Gucci while appearing on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Gaga portrays Patricia Religani in the film and uses an Italian accent. The House of Gucci follows Patricia as she marries Maurizio Gucci, played by Adam Driver, the heir of the Gucci fashion house. Patricia, in her struggle for power, ends up plotting against her husband. Gaga said on Monday while switching into her Italian accent, "I spoke in my accent all the time so that I could get really used to talking to somebody with my accent and have a really normal conversation so that I could just be in my body and talk. It was really great for me on set, but with my friends and family, I think they had to get used to it. We don't always talk about this, but my fellow actors on that set, everybody was in character. It was not just me." Gaga praised her co-star Jared Leto, who portrayed Paolo Gucci in the film, referring to her and Leto as maniacs. Gaga said, "All the hair and makeup that we were both in might feel really hard to, connect on a real and human level, but I never met Jared on set. I was always with Paolo, and he was always with Patricia." Before admitting that her father, son, and House of Gucci line was ad lib. Gaga also admitted to have a love scene with Selma Hayek in the film, which was ultimately cut out. She joked, "I'm like that really annoying kid in school that's like bragging that they made out with the popular girl but has no proof." House of Gucci is currently in theaters. Dylan McDermott is joining the cast of FBI's Most Wanted. The 60-year-old actor will replace Julia McMahon as the star of the NBC crime drama following McMahon's exit in March, Deadline reported Monday. McDermott will make his debut on the show's in Season 3, Episode 17, which airs in April. He will play a new character, although details about his role are being kept under wraps. McDermott presently has a recurring role as Richard Wheatley on the NBC series Law and Order: Organized Crime, but will exit the show for FBI Most Wanted. Both series are created by Dick Wolf. The Wrap confirmed McDermott's casting. McMahon, who played Jesse LaCroix on FBI Most Wanted, will appear in his final episode March 8th. FBI Most Wanted also stars Roxy Sternberg, Keisha Castle Hughes, Yaya Gosselin, and Miguel Gomez. The series premiered in January 2020 and returned for a third season in September. McDermott is also known for playing Bobby Donnell on The Practice and his roles on American Horror Story. The annual Governor's Ball dropped its lineup and date and pre-sale Tuesdays for its annual New York City Music Festival. This year's a 3-day event will return to its normal month of June, and last year's aeration in September followed cancellations the previous year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The 2022 festival will be held from June 10th to the 12th at the Citi Field in Queens, New York, the Governor's Ball announced in a tweet Tuesday. Rapper Kid Cudi will headline the first day, followed by singer Halsey and rapper J. Cole. Among the headliners, the lineup includes the Migos, Louis the Child, Black Pumas, Roddy Ricch, Diesel, also known as Shaquille O'Neal, Denzel Curry, Playboy Cardi, and Soccer Mommy, among several others. Tickets have gone on pre-sale at Citibank, with general sales starting Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A full COVID-19 vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test result is required to attend the festival. When We Were Young is adding a third date to its 2022 music festival. Organizers said Monday that the third day of shows will take place October 29th in Las Vegas. When We Were Young will now take place October 22nd, 23rd, and 29th at the Las Vegas Festival grounds. Tickets for the first two dates are already sold out, with pre-sales for the October 29th show to begin January 31st at 1 p.m. The third date will feature the same lineup of My Chemical Romance, Paramore, AFI, The Used, Bring Me the Horizons, Taking Back Sunday, Dashboard Confessional, Alkanite Trio, Pierce the Veil, Avril Lavigne, Bright Eyes, and Jimmy Eat World. Other performers include the All-American Rejects, Boys Like Girls, Census Fail, Trio, The Story So Far, Thursday, Amberlin, The Starting Line, and The Story of the Year. Dispute will not perform on the third date, while Alex G will replace Wolf Alex. iHeartMedia has announced a lineup for the 2022 iHeartCountry Festival. The company said in a press release Tuesday that Thomas Rhett, Maren Morris, and Carrie Underwood will perform at the music festival May 7th at the Moody Center in Austin, Texas. TV and radio personality Bobby Bones will host the event. Other performers include the Zac Brown Band, Dustin Lynch, Jimmy Allen, Scott McCreery, and Cody Johnson. The iHeartCountry EVP of Programming, Rod Phillips, said country music fans across the country look forward to the iHeartCountry Festival each and every year. We are thrilled to have such an incredible lineup perform at this year's show and are especially excited to bring our nationally recognized event to the new Moody Center in Austin for the first time. The festival will be broadcast live on iHeartMedia's country music radio station May 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The iHeartMedia's second annual iHeartRadio Living Black concert will take place on February 23rd and feature performances by Lizzo, Big Sean, Her, Aria Lennox, Moneybagg Yo, and others. And finally, Taylor Swift called out David Albarn of Blur and Gorillaz fame on Twitter after the musician said that Swift did not write her own songs. Albarn's comments appeared in an interview that was published recently by the Los Angeles Times. Interviewer Michael Wood mentioned Swift to Albarn, who said she didn't write her own songs. Albarn, after told that Swift also co-wrote some of her tracks, denied that she did. Albarn says that doesn't count. I know what co-writing is. Co-writing is very different to writing. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just saying there's a big difference between a songwriter and a songwriter who co-writes. Swift responded to Albarn on Twitter on Monday. Swift said, @Damn Albarn, I was such a big fan of yours until I saw this. I write all of my own songs. Your hot take is completely false and so damaging. You don't have to like my songs, but it's really fucked up to try and discredit my writing. Wow. Albarn tweeted back an apology shortly after. He says, I totally agree with you. I had a conversation about songwriting, and sadly it was reduced to clickbait. I apologize unreservedly and unconditionally. The last thing I would want to do is discredit your songwriting. I hope you understand. Damien. Swift was recently named the first ever Record Store Day Global Ambassador. Record Store Day, which celebrates independent record stores, takes place on October 23rd. Swift will be offering a special release in honor of the event. And that is your entertainment report for Wednesday, January 26, 2022. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow this show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter @The Enter Report, or on Instagram @The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.